Warren Buffett has described Charlie Munger as his closest partner and right-hand man. Together, Buffett and Munger have achieved arguably the world's best long-term investing record through their company Berkshire Hathaway. In this video, we will unlock the TAO of Charlie Munger and learn how his words of wisdom can inspire us to be better investors. Born in Omaha, Nebraska in 1924, Charlie Munger's first interaction with the Buffett family was when as a teenager he worked at Buffett and Son, a grocery store owned by Warren Buffett's grandfather. During World War II, a 19-year-old Munger served in the United States Army Air Corps and after the war attended Harvard University Law School. It was these formative years in the army and at university that Munger honed his card-playing skills, skills that he credits have helped him during his business career. He says, "What you have to learn is to fold early when the odds are against you, or if you have a big edge, back it heavily because you don't get a big edge often. Opportunity comes, but it doesn't come often, so seize it when it does come." After a career in law and running his own investment company, he teamed up with Warren Buffett as vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway in the late 1970s. Munger is often credited with changing Buffett's investment approach to buying wonderful companies at fair prices. Buffett, in summing up Charlie's impact on his investment style over the years, has said, "Charlie shoved me in the direction of not just buying bargains, as Ben Graham had taught me. This was the real impact that he has had on me. It took a powerful force to move me on from Graham's limiting view. It was the power of Charlie's mind." Each year, over 30,000 people attend the Berkshire Hathaway Annual General Meeting in Omaha, Nebraska, where Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett are the stars of the show, which is colloquially termed the Woodstock of capitalism. Munger is also the chairman of the Daily Journal Corporation. The Daily Journal annual meeting has grown in importance as investors flock to the meeting to listen to the words of wisdom from Charlie Munger. The top 10 pieces of TAO wisdom from Charlie Munger. Number 1. Knowing what you don't know is more useful than being brilliant. What Charlie is saying here is that we should become conscious of what we don't know and use that knowledge to stay away from investing in businesses we don't understand. At the height of the dot-com bubble in the late 1990s, many people were seduced into investing in internet stocks. Charlie recognised that he didn't understand the new internet businesses, which were outside of what he calls his circle of competence. So he and Warren Buffett and the Berkshire Hathaway team avoided them completely. The bubble burst, stock prices cratered, and fortunes vanished. In the aftermath, Charlie and Warren were left looking brilliant. Number 2. You're looking for a mispriced gamble. That is what investing is, and you have to know enough to know whether the gamble is mispriced. That's value investing. When the price of a company and the company's long-term prospects are out of sync, this is a mispriced gamble. This mispricing can be on the upside, meaning that the stock price significantly overvalues the long-term prospects of the business. Or it can be on the downside, meaning that the stock price greatly undervalues the long-term prospects of the company. This is when the odds are in your favour and it is time to buy. Number 3. I've never been able to predict accurately. I don't make money predicting accurately. We just tend to get into good businesses and stay there. Charlie doesn't pretend that he can forecast the future, especially for the stock market, which can be volatile in the short term. However, the one thing he can predict is that the stock market will have moments of wild exuberance and high stock prices, usually followed by bouts of severe depression and much lower stock prices. You can learn more about this in the video Meet and Understand Mr. Market. Charlie believes in taking advantage of Mr. Market when you see the disconnect. Number 4. View a stock as an ownership of the business and judge the staying quality of the business in terms of its competitive advantage. Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett look at investing from the standpoint of buying a fractional interest in a business. They want businesses that have durable competitive advantages. We learn more about these in the video Understanding the 5 Company Moats. Number 5. I remember the 5-cent hamburger and the 40-cent per hour minimum wage, so I've seen a tremendous amount of inflation in my lifetime. Did it ruin the investment climate? I think not. McDonald's launched the Big Mac in 1967. The burger consisted of 2 beef patties, 3 buns, 1 slice of cheese, pickles, lettuce, onions, and a special sauce. It was priced at 45 cents and was an instant success. By 2023, the Big Mac had all the same basic ingredients that it had in 1967, but now it costs around $5. Why did the price go up so much? The answer is inflation. Inflation is the friend of people who own assets. Inflation is also the enemy of people who own cash or bonds. Why? Well, when central banks print money and it circulates into the economy, interest rates go down. This drives up the prices of financial assets such as stocks and real estate. But the printing of more money also means that our dollars buy less and less, which means that things cost more and more. Number 6. We just keep our heads down and handle the headwinds and tailwinds as best we can, and take the result after a period of years. Once Charlie gets his hands on an excellent business at a fair price, he knows that the smart thing to do is to hold onto it and let the company's accumulated earnings pile up. This will increase its underlying intrinsic value, and over time will cause the stock price to go up. Berkshire Hathaway bought Coca-Cola in 1988 and today still owns it. In the case of Coca-Cola, Berkshire's $1.3 billion investment in 1988 is now worth $24 billion today. Number 7. A great business at a fair price is superior to a fair business at a great price. We will take a look at some numbers here to explain what Charlie is talking about. Let's say you have $1,000 to invest and you have the choice of investing in either Company Red or Company Green. The first part we need to understand is that the share price is equal to earnings per share times the price per earnings ratio. Company Red has earnings per share of $1 and is growing its earnings by 15% per year and is selling at a PE ratio of 20 times. Therefore, the share price is $1 of earnings per share times a PE ratio of 20, which gives a share price of $20. This means that at $20 a share, with your $1,000, you can buy 50 shares of Company Red. Company Green has earnings per share of $1, but is growing its earnings by 8% per year and has a PE ratio of 10 times. Therefore, $1 of earnings times the PE ratio of 10 means the share price is $10. This means that with your $1,000, you can buy 100 shares of Company Green. At a quick glance, Company Green looks like the better option. But if you apply the earnings per share growth rates, things add up a little different. Company Green's earnings are growing at 8% per year, which means that in 10 years' time, earnings will be $2.16 per share. If the PE ratio is the same, our new share price in 10 years' time will be $2.16 times 10, being $21.60. Therefore, our 100 shares of Company Green in 10 years' time will be worth $2,160. Company Red's earnings growth rate was 15%, and this means that in 10 years' time, earnings per share will be $4.05. So assuming that the PE ratio remains at 20, our share price for Company Red in 10 years' time will be $4.05 times 20, being $81. Therefore, our 50 shares will be worth $4,050, and that is $1,890 more than our investment in Company Green. In the old days, before Warren Buffett met Charlie, he would have bought Company Green. But after Warren met Charlie, he became a Company Red man with all his heart and soul. Just remember, a great business at a fair price is superior to a fair business at a great price. Number 8. Spend each day trying to be a little wiser than you were when you woke up. Discharge your duties faithfully and well. Slug it out 1 inch at a time, day by day. At the end of the day, if you live long enough, most people get what they deserve. In Charlie's own life, when he was practicing law, he implemented a self-education regime for 1 hour a day to learn such things as real estate development and stock investing. It was slow going at first, but after a great number of years and thousands of books read, he started to see how different areas of knowledge interplay with each other and how knowledge, like money, can compound. Number 9. In my whole life, I have known no wise people who didn't read all the time. None. Zero. You'd be amazed at how much Warren reads and how much I read. My children laugh at me. They think I'm a book with a couple of legs sticking out. Charlie has always been a voracious reader, and as a child he almost lived at the downtown Omaha Public Library, where he explored towering intellectuals of the past, such as Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin. It is reading that helped to put him ahead of the pack. Number 10. I think the attitude of Epictetus is the best. He thought that every mischance in life was an opportunity to behave well. Every mischance in life was an opportunity to learn something, and that your duty was not to be submerged in self-pity, but to utilize the terrible blow in constructive fashion. That is a very good idea. The Greek Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who lived in 55 to 135 AD, started life as a slave to the secretary of Emperor Nero in Rome. He studied philosophy, and on Nero's death was made a free man. Epictetus taught that philosophy is a way of life, that all external events are determined by fate and are beyond our control. But as individuals, we are responsible for our own actions. The financial parallel to Epictetus's fate is the macro and microeconomic events that affect individual companies and their corresponding rising and falling stock prices. How we respond to those events, whether or not we learn from them, is our own responsibility. You can learn more about Stoic philosophy in the video Stoic Philosophy to Improve Investing Mindset with Marcus Aurelius. You can also learn more about Charlie Munger in the book Poor Charlie's Almanac, The Wit and Wisdom of Charles T. Munger. There you have it, the TAO of Charlie Munger, to assist us in becoming better investors.